And shifting focus from the war in Ukraine to the war in Gaza, there could be some progress on the truce deal between Israel and Hamas. This as the two sides appear to move closer to an agreement after months of intense negotiations. Israel has in fact accepted a recent U.S. proposal after talks in Doha that were attended by the CIA chief Bill Burns and Mossad chief David Barnea. Now, according to reports, Israel has agreed to a part of the ceasefire and hostage release deal in which they will release between 700 to 800 Palestinian prisoners in exchange for 40 hostages. The hostages will be released will include women, including Israeli soldiers, the elderly, sick, and the wounded. The Palestinian prisoners agreed upon for release by Israel include hundreds of those serving life sentences for murdering Israelis in various attacks. Now all eyes are on Hamas for its response. The same proposal has been sent to Hamas, and it's likely to respond in a few days. The proposal would need an approval from Hamas leader in Gaza, Yahya Sinwar. In fact, earlier this month, Hamas' latest proposal demanded that approximately 700 to 1,000 Palestinian prisoners be released. Israel at the time had described the demands as ridiculous and absurd. That's because a major sticking point has been Hamas' position that a temporary truce must in fact lead to a permanent Israeli withdrawal from Gaza, a demand that Israel has outright rejected. Now, if agreed upon, this would be the first phase of a 6-week truce deal. Other outstanding issues, including the entry of aid and Israel's military repositioning in Gaza, still remain. The United States, Egypt, and Qatar have been mediating indirect talks between Israel and Hamas aimed at ending the war and releasing the Israeli hostages. Meanwhile, the UN Security Council will vote on a new draft resolution seeking an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. Now, just last week, Russia and China vetoed an earlier text proposed by the United States. The Council has been bitterly divided over the ongoing conflict, approving only 2 of the 8 resolutions, both dealing mainly with humanitarian aid to the Gaza Strip. Now, the new text is expected to demand an immediate ceasefire for the ongoing Muslim holy month of Ramadan, leading to a permanent, sustainable ceasefire. It also demands immediate and unconditional release of all hostages, as well as lifting of all barriers to the supply of humanitarian assistance to Gaza. The text will be put forward by the non-permanent members of the UN Security Council. From impeachments to inaugurations, if it's a political story, we are on the scene. The race for the White House is heating up.
We're beating Biden.
How dare he say that?
If it's breaking news, we're live with the latest coverage. From the White House, the State Department, and Capitol Hill, we know the issues, but above all, we know the players to bring you the latest in-depth analysis on all the key stories that we're covering. I'm Eric Ham. Join me from Washington here on Firstpost America.